What's up, guys? Tomorrow is the Saints vs. Seahawks Week 5 matchup, which is crucial for our season because we're literally 1-3. We need to win this game, so this is one of the most important games, really, that I can really think of in a while in terms of getting the Saints season back on track. If you guys are excited, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and all that stuff. I'm going to try to keep this one brief because, it always ends up being like this, but I got a lot of shit going on right now, and I got some stuff I need to take care of, so I'm trying to record this now. In a few hours, I'll be able to edit it real quick, just to make it, good enough to upload a video and for y'all to watch. And then I'm going to try to get this out by 4 or 5 p.m. So if I did that successfully, you guys should, compliment me or something because I did a really good job. There's not going to be a whole lot of research or anything going into this because, literally I'm just pressing record on the phone and I'm talking because that's really all I can do with the time I have. So it's been a minute or so of me rambling, so let's go ahead and get into this. I'm trying to think of the injury report. That's because that's, one of the main things that really matters here because the Saints are really banged up. Andy Dalton's going to get the start again. Jameis Winston is officially listed as doubtful, but Dennis Allen said yesterday that Jameis Winston will not be playing. It will be not fucking Dennis Allen. It is going to be Andy Dalton starting, which is I'm okay with because he did more than well enough last week, and just because injured Jameis has just not been it. If you guys want to see my take on the quarterback situation and how all that stuff should go down or has gone down, make sure you check out my video from a few days ago when I addressed that. But Kamara's going to play. He's listed as questionable, but he himself said on Wednesday he's expected to play. So I'm not too worried about that, which is huge. We're going to get into why in a little bit. Michael Thomas is out, which sucks, but it is what it is. I do think he'll be back soon. He wasn't placed on IR or anything, and every report said he avoided major injury. So I do kind of expect him back either this next Bengals game or the following Thursday night matchup against the Cardinals. Jarvis Landry is questionable, but Dennis Allen said he likes his chances of playing. I believe our safety, P.J. Williams, is out, and Marcus May is questionable. So we'll see what happens there. I think Andrews Peter was dealing with that concussion, but he's expected to play. I'm trying to think of who else, because I literally am trying to think of this off the top of my head. I think it's all the major injuries, really. I guess we can go talk about the matchups now. I'm kind of breezing through this. I'm going to try to at least. So, when I think of this game, right, you think of the previous Saints vs. Seahawks matchups the past couple of years. There was the one in 2019 when we had Teddy Bridgewater starting and Kamara went off. And then you had the one last year in Seattle, which was really a really weird defensive slugfest, just an ugly football game all around. The Saints ended up pulling off 13-10 on Monday Night Football. And the key to that game was the defense, really, but it was also Alvin Kamara. Any little bit of offense we had in that game went through Alvin Kamara, and I think it's going to continue here in this game because Alvin Kamara has just absolutely owned the Seattle Seahawks in his career. I believe in both games he had 170. I think in the first game in 2019 he had 170 total yards and 2 touchdowns, and he also had 170 total yards and a touchdown last time around in Seattle. I remember I had him in fantasy that week, and he dropped me 30, so that was awesome. That's it. The key to this game, I can go ahead and tell you guys all the analytics and stuff like that. And it's a very popular take among the Saints media. And I don't want to just be kind of like a follower. But, it's really true if you really think about it. The key to this game is Alvin Kamara, especially with the injuries the Saints have and just the way they really need to find a rhythm on offense. I feel like when the Saints are at their best on offense is when the offense is going through Alvin Kamara. It really needs to go through Alvin Kamara. And I need to see Alvin Kamara get involved out of the backfield because he really hasn't. He has 19 receiving yards this season, I think, in the 2 games he's played. And he has very small sample size. But we're really used to seeing Alvin Kamara getting involved in the pass game, whether it be screen passes or flat routes, those option routes, choice routes. You guys know what I'm talking about. We really need to see him get involved in the passing game. That would be huge. Seattle's defense is not great, so we really need to see this offense. If this offense is going to get going, it would be against Seattle. So we need to see how that goes. And hopefully the offense can really play well at home. That's going to be huge because we do have home field advantage this time around. But we haven't really been good at home. Last year we were really bad at home. And there were some games when just we couldn't compete. Like the Bills game when we were dead. The Cowboys game when we were dead. The Dolphins COVID game. There's some shit like that in there. But there's also games like the Giants game last year we just choked. The Falcons game last year we just choked. So hopefully the Saints can actually start to regain that dome field advantage. Especially because they have season tickets now. And I would really like to see the Saints start winning at home. So yeah, please win, Saints. And yes, I will be at the game. So the post-game recap will be at a little later because I like to get home and then record it. So hopefully it won't be that late. I really think the key to this game is Alvin Kamara. I'm not too worried about Andy Dalton getting the receivers involved. And by that I mean Chris Olave and Jarvis Landry. I think an underrated thing about this game is the special teams because Deontay Hardy as a returner has been fucking ass this year. He's been returning kicks that he should not return. He fumbled a punt, and he just needs to get his shit together. And maybe getting his confidence back a little bit could also be getting involved in the offense, whether it be like these quick little screens. You guys know how the Saints like to use Deontay Hardy, or at least how Sean Payton liked to. Maybe we could get him involved in the offense, make sure, maybe he can get some of his confidence back. Because it didn't look like he was really trying at all in the past few games. And maybe that's just me, breaching, but it really didn't look like it to me. So we'll see what happens there. I think they really, like I said, the key to this game is running the ball, all that stuff. Other side of the ball, Seattle's quarterback is obviously Geno Smith, and he's been kind of on a tear lately. He won NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week, and he's been looking pretty solid. I think he's played well in pretty much every game they've played except that 49ers game in which the Seahawks, I believe, scored like literally 0 points on offense. Their only touchdown was of a blocked field goal that went to the crib. So, and Seattle just dropped like 48 points on Detroit. Now, Detroit is literally the worst defense in the NFL. But, I mean, dropping 48 points on any team is really pretty impressive, I ain't gonna lie. So, I do think the Saints can contain Geno Smith in that passing game. Obviously, you got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett at wide receiver. I do think Marshall Lattimore will have a great bounce-back game against DK Metcalf because Justin Jefferson had his way with him. But that's just kind of how Lattimore has been over his career. You've seen receivers like Calvin Ridley really get the best of Lattimore in recent years. And that's because Lattimore is really a lot better against big physical receivers, kind of like Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, guys like that. Guys like Calvin Ridley and Justin Jefferson aren't really great for him in terms of his matchup. I'm not really sure why that is, really. That's just kind of how it's been. Lattimore just really is good against physical receivers, and DK Metcalf is a fucking physical-ass receiver. So, and last time Lattimore played against DK Metcalf, besides that one weird-ass play, like an 80-yard touchdown, which literally was offensive pass interference, but it doesn't matter because we still won the game. But besides that one play, he literally locked up DK Metcalf. I think he had one catch after that point the whole game. So, I'm not too worried about that. I think our corners have what it takes to take Tyler Lockett. I'm not too worried about that. I think the defense is really going to play well. The defense has not been the problem this season. But yes, they did not play very well against the Vikings, especially the secondary, mostly Lattimore. But Justin Jefferson's just that guy. I mean, it is what it is, boys. I believe the defense can really contain Geno Smith. I'm not worried about the run game at all. Rashad Penny obviously went on a tear last week. And, I mean, the Seattle run game did good against Detroit, but I'm not worried about that. The Saints have a really good run defense. And, I mean, I'm just not worried. I'm almost positive we're going to contain that. Our defense, I'm not worried about their defense at all. Could they have a letdown game? Sure, but they kind of did last week, low-key. So, I'm really looking for the defense to have a big bounce-back game. I think the D-line's going to get after Geno Smith, honestly, because we've seen the D-line and the pass rush come on in recent weeks. Once you've seen, like, the Falcons game was kind of fluky in terms of pass rush because, obviously, you're just kind of trying to contain Marcus Mariota, keep him in the pocket and all that stuff. Tom Brady just gets the ball out so quick you can't really sack him. But last 2 weeks against Baker Mayfield and the Panthers and Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, you've seen the pass rush really come alive. I believe have 3 sacks in both those games. So I think it's going to continue against Seattle's offensive line that is not good at all. So I think you should expect to see big things from this pass rush. And that's kind of it, really, for my take on the game. I think the defense is going to play well. And I think that if the Saints, this is a must-win game. If we lose this game, we're probably fucked. Even though our division's not good, we really need to win this game. Like, we have to win this game, especially with the Bengals coming to town next week. So we have to fucking win this game. And I know I've said this the past couple weeks. Or I didn't make a Vikings preview video about thought we beat the Panthers and how that went. But in my honest, non-biased opinion, I do think the Saints really will beat the Seahawks. And I mean, if they don't, I don't even know when to come over here and tell you guys. But I think this could be the beginning of the Saints starting to get their act together. 1-3 is not insurmountable, but it begins tomorrow at noon. I think the Saints can win this game. I'm going to say by a score of like 31. No, not 31. That's way too many fucking points, even though the Seattle's defense is ass. I'm going to say 28 to 17. That's a good score. I'm going to say 28 to 17. Saints win in the Dome. And we'll start to feel a lot better about the Saints overall. And, yeah, it's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I literally made this video on the spot. Just hit record, so I'm sorry if it's not very professional. But I think I did a somewhat decent job. So let me know what you guys think. Drop your score predictions in the comments. Hopefully this video doesn't come out too late so you guys have time to watch it before, game day, obviously. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope the Saints have a good bounce-back game tomorrow. We really need it. 1-3 is not good. 2-3 is still not good. It'd be a lot better. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys after the game, hopefully celebrating a W.